So a few weeks back, I installed SteamOS on my ROG Ally, and that turned my experience around. But it sparked an interesting idea to try it on a gaming PC. For all it's worth, the processor and the GPU, they're both the same architecture. They're x86, so they, in theory, should work together. Now, I wasn't sure if it was going to work, but as you can see to the right, or I guess left, I don't know, but it is currently running on the computer, so it is compatible. But I want to run a couple benchmarks, play a couple games, and see if it's something that you should do. So let's get it installed, and I'm going to show you guys what it does and if it's worth it. Gosh, I'm tired of taking different takes, but let's jump into it. I'm going to show you how to get this installed. So this is just going to be a general overview. There's plenty of tutorials on how to install SteamOS on any device. The tutorial is basically the same if you're doing it on an Ally, a Legion Go, or a computer. So you can check that out anywhere. But you're basically just going to go through the BIOS. You're going to select a couple different options. It's going to format the NVMe drive that you have. Make sure that there's nothing on there that you need or that's important. So once you've got it formatted, it's going to go through and do the entire setup process and then launch you straight into Steam. Once you're in Steam, go ahead and log in. You can get into the SteamOS environment, and you're going to immediately want to go over to System and update to the most recent SteamOS. When I did this, I didn't have the most recent file. I don't think they released it yet, so you want to go through and update everything so the compatibility works as best as it can.
Now for the first benchmark we have Rise of the Tomb Raider, Windows is on the left, SteamOS is on the right. And all benchmarks are using medium settings, just the default settings. I haven't really changed anything. And as you can see, both games are running pretty similarly. And when I was watching these benchmarks, it seemed like they were right around 60 frames per second consistently. Without surprise, it seems the data backs that up as well. SteamOS performed a little bit worse with just under 4 frames per second difference, and it looks like Windows won this round. Up next we have Cyberpunk, and it seems like the SteamOS is running a little bit slower than Windows, and that seems to be pretty consistent across the board. Now I am still surprised that SteamOS is doing so well, considering that it's using Proton, but I think the most exciting thing is that SteamOS is another option. It's something for us to get away from Windows or have that layer of competition in the industry. And competition is healthy. That is how both sides improve and hold each other accountable, and I think that's something that's desperately needed. Xbox came out with the Xbox ROG Ally, and they're developing their own version of Windows to improve it. Now, with that being said, let's jump into the results. And Windows takes the win again with about 10 frames difference. Now I like doing these comparisons, and I'm hoping to do another one when the Xbox ROG Ally comes out with that new cut down Windows. I'd like to compare the three of them, the original Windows, SteamOS, and the cut down Windows, and see how things have improved since then. And that'll wrap up today's video. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and thanks for tuning in.